basically the name of the product. And so we're going to do, it's basically like a key value pair again. So name is the key, and we have the curly braces. And then, so the type of the name property is going to be a string. String is basically a series of characters. And then we're going to do required true, which basically means that you have to, like, this name value has to be passed. Like, you have to pass in a name value.
Yes, if you do not type the name, then it will say it will fail. So,
yes.
And we're ensuring in the backend, okay? So that the user from the front end, if the user even making a mistake, the backend will block it. So that's the reason anything we do, the best practice is everything should be controlled from the backend.
Yes, and we can also do validations from the front end as well.
Yes.
So this trim equals to true. Trim basically means it's going to remove all the extra empty spaces that you might have. So this is basically removing all the extra white spaces.
So as an example, you are typing this and then you give the 3 space. Is, you give the 2 space. My, you give the 2 space. Product, you give the 3 space. So it will keep 1 space and remain, it will be removing all other space. Am I right?
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
So driving the, we are ensuring the quality from the coding side. Okay, so if user makes a mistake, it should still work from the system perspective, because system is, we are actually adding that, we added trim.
So for the image, we also have a type string, because as you might have noticed, we are, in order to submit an image, we're actually passing in a URL. So the image URL for the image, so that's a string, so that this is how it's being stored in the database. So the description, we also have a type of string, and we're also going to put in a required. So for the price, we're going to do type a number, and this is also going to be required. And for the product category, we're going to do type string as well, and this is also going to be required. And we also have a field for the brand.
So basically on the payload, everything we are actually identifying on the payload, we're actually describing here. And as mentioned in the database, it is actually you are declaring your data type. Can be a string, which is text, can be integer, can be float. So based on the different data type you need on the payload, you need to describe them on your database schema. I hope I am right.
Yes, you're right. So one more, so we're basically done with all the fields. So we have name, image, description, price, category, stock quantity, and brand. One more thing that we're going to add is we're going to do here, like towards the end, we're going to do timestamps is true. So this basically keeps track of when a product was added, when it was edited, things like that.
And then as we mentioned in the JSON format, the left side is the key, right side is the value. That's exactly how the MongoDB or the JSON works. And MongoDB is storing the as a data format, which is the .json.
So now we're going to do product equals to, we're going to model the schema basically. Mongoose
What model means? Can you explain a little bit what is model?
So basically, what it basically, okay, let me just write it first and then.
Sure.
Okay. And now we're going to module.exports equals to product. So basically what's happening is, so this is our schema, the product schema, and we're storing it as a schema. Now we're basically turning it into this basically. So, and then we're saving it into this product constant, and then we're basically exporting this.
Got it.
So we can save that. And now we can do so now we can start writing the controller functions now. So first we can we have to set up routes for like the different APIs. So for that, we can create a folder called routes. And inside this folder, we can have another folder called API. And in this directory, we're gonna create a new folder called products.js. So yeah, we can just keep this folder for now. We're gonna need it later.
Basically, we in any of the web application, mobile application, you see that there is a lot of like the URL you see. We call them simply endpoint, and in the programming side we call them route. So that's the way of doing, because the product creation. The next week will be the product update, right? And another user still will be product delete. So again, each on the same URL, but they're actually they have a different endpoint. So today's is product, because we are going to create a product API.
Yes. So since we're going to basically start creating and getting all the products and stuff, so we need to, in order for us to create a product, we have to pass in the image URL, and the image has to be stored somewhere. So for that, we have to, of course, go to set up our Cloudinary. So we can just do that now.
So as mentioned, you can use the Amazon S3 or any other cloud, the storage, because the part of the product, of course, when we create a product, we allow the buyers to see that this product means each of the products should have a multiple images. If you go to the Amazon, and you can see that. So we are using the Cloudinary, that's the storage. So you can sign up for free, then to get it as similar to the MongoDB Atlas.
Yes, so it's very similar to that. We're just going to create an account and get the credentials, and we can use those credentials and set it up in our project. So so we can just do developer done. And so as you can see, so this is basically, so they're guiding us on how to set up our environment. So here's basically a bunch of technologies that you can use Cloudinary with. So we're going to use Node.js. So basically, what we have to do is, if we don't have the Cloudinary package installed yet, we have to use the npm to install it. And then this is basically the code that connects to our credentials, basically. So we can just go ahead and let's see if we have Cloudinary installed or not. Yes, we already have Cloudinary installed, so we're good on that one. Now we basically have to copy and paste this part and put it into our code. So we can go to server.js and we can just paste it here. And we could just take this and yeah, we have to do Cloudinary.
So as you see, you are going to see again, you are adding the the API key, API secret as best practice. We are just showing for the learning and exposing, but the best practice is we use the specific tools. There is many tools in the market. The solution we use the vault. That's where we store all our secret that related to the application you are developing. Can be front end, can be back end, can be database, can be integration. Because an application needs a lot of like the inside and outside the integration. Those integration to get into another system, you always need the API key and API secret, and you should not store in your code base. That's the reason we use the third-party solution. We use Vault.
Yes. So even without using Vault for now, we can also use something called .env. Sure. So we create a new file called .env, and inside the file we're basically going to store all of these secret information, and we're going to basically put it here. So because it's like Sir Shibu said, it's never a best practice to have all these information in the code base just exposed. So we're basically going to create 3 variables real quick. So let's create cloud _ cloud and copy this. And so this is going to be the API key. And so when it comes to the API secret, we have to go back to the Cloudinary website. So we can get it from the dashboard. So here's basically the API key. So I could just copy this. And here you can also find the cloud name and the API key here as well. So now I'm going to, so this is the Cloudinary.
So you can give the variable name, anything, but all of
yes.
You should be giving the meaningful name that goes with your application you're developing.
Exactly. So because in a large scale application, you'll have many variables. So it's so that you can distinguish. So let's go back to our server.js. So now we have to require the .env, so we can do require .env .config, and so here we can just remove this. So we're basically going to get the information from whatever we have in the .env file. So for that, we're going to do process.env the name of the variable, which is basically this one.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. And let's just copy paste it and then just paste it. And this is going to be the API secret. And that should be enough to, that's enough to basically, that's all we have to do in order to set up Cloudinary. Is there anything else here? Yep, that's pretty much it.
So one more time, refresh your mind that we have set up the Cloudinary to store our images. When you create a product, we need to upload the images. That's the reason. And we are not storing image in the database. That's not the best practice. The database will be fully loaded. So we are using the third party, the storage, so that the storage will be anytime you upload the pictures, it will go to the storage, and we'll be seeing this once we actually complete the development.
Yes. So okay, yeah, that's pretty much it. So now we can get into our controller functions. So we can start by creating the controller folder.
So the controller is